This cougar is wild, weighs about 150 pounds, with paws the size of a child's head and teeth big enough to deliver the fatal blow when it bites into the neck of its prey: deer, raccoons, rabbits, even dogs and cats.
The only predator really known to mountain lions is man.
This cougar, also known as a mountain lion, puma, or catamount, was seen stalking through Santa Fe neighborhoods. New Mexico Game and Fish relies on sightings to track and catch a wild predatory animal that has wandered into the city.
And without the residents, calling their local law enforcement and emergency numbers and us, it would be very, very hard for us to patrol the entire, metro area of Santa Fe looking for one lion in town. Very, very helpful.
The lion had been jumping from fence to fence, jumping in the yards, and so he was leaving some pretty good tracks. Also, the lion that we were looking for had an injured right front paw and was leaving a little bit of blood in the snow. And we were able to find the exact same tracks in the snow behind these houses, so we were pretty darn sure that this was the exact same lion that had been spotted the day before.
The cougar landed in this backyard where it surprised a pack of dogs who went wild at the sight of the wild cat.
The lion jumped into this backyard, the dog scared it, and instantly the lion treed into that tree for safety because the lion thought the dogs were going to get it. But the dogs couldn't because they were on the other side of that fence.
So with a mountain lion up the apple tree, Brandon Griffith from Game and Fish loaded up the tranquilizer gun and went to work.
Estimated the weight of the animal and loaded the dart, went around one side of the house, ended up taking 2 darts in the end, and that's kind of all she wrote.
So after we darted the lion the first time, of course the lion kind of jumped around and moved, changed positions in the tree. So we felt it was better if we come around to this side of the tree, and Officer Griffith could then go up and sneak up and dart the lion from a better location on this side of the tree and get the second dart in it. We got the lion on the tarp, we just came right around this side and came right through here and took the lion and put it in the back of my truck.
With the cougar properly sedated, officials had a chance to check him out.
Well, after we got the lion into the back of my truck, Officer Griffith noticed that the lion did have an injury on his left side. And so at that point we decided that we needed to take the lion to the vet. And we took the lion to the vet in Rio Rancho, to the Cottonwood Clinic, Dr. Mike Forsyth. We took him to him. Dr. Mike examined the lion, and we found out not only did he have a puncture wound on his left side, he also had a puncture wound up on his left shoulder. Dr. Mike was able to clean those up and stitch them back up and doctor him up perfectly.
This cougar is in the prime of his life, so why would a strapping wild mountain lion known for being territorial, solitary, and seldom seen by humans come into bustling Santa Fe? The state's capital city was built right next to the mountains, abutting the state forest, and the arroyos provide an easy pathway for animals to follow into town.
We've had a lot of snow in the Pecos and generally in the state and all of the mountain ranges this year, and when you have a lot of snow, it forces the ungulates, the deer and the elk, down a little bit lower. So they get closer to the urban areas, the urban wildland interface, and their predators will of course be near or close behind them. So I think it was just a matter of there was a place for that animal to go, and it came into town.
The mountain lion was probably following deer. Come daylight, the lion was probably lost and confused as neighbors spotted it pouncing over fences and leaping through backyards and alleyways. Again, the way the cougar was tracked was through neighbors reporting their sightings, something that is not always done because some people fear the mountain lion will be killed by officials, so they don't always report what they see, despite the real threat a mountain lion poses to your pets and sometimes even humans.
We don't want to have to euthanize any animal ever, but sometimes we do. If this animal had been acting in any other manner, it was avoiding us. It was actively trying to not get caught. When it finally did get caught, dogs chased it up a tree. It didn't act oddly, and so we were able to say, it's never 100%, but we were able to say this animal is acting wild. It's acting like a wild by nature animal, and we should repatriate it rather than having to euthanize it and check it for rabies or something, as opposed to a similar situation a year and a half ago or so where there was another animal that acted strangely, and we were just to take the benefit of the doubt, we euthanized it and had it tested for rabies because it was acting oddly.
Now it was time to get the big cat out of civilization and back into the woods, far from Santa Fe and into the Carson National Forest, a perfect spot for a mountain lion, far from humans.
The lion did not come out from under the effects of the drug as soon as I thought he would. So we took him into habitat where there was plenty of food, plenty of deer in the area. It was a long distance away from Santa Fe so that he would not attempt to try to come back to his previous home range. And we could not release him until after the lion became fully out from underneath the effects of the drugs.
By nightfall, the drugs were wearing off, and it was time to release the now fully awake cat back into the wild.
Of course, you have to open the door, the trap door, manually. And so you never know how aggressive an animal is going to be after it's been in a trap. You never know how aggressive it's going to be after it's coming out from under the effects of the drugs. And so I did take precautions. I opened the trap door quickly. I did have my firearm drawn just in case, and I got around the back, and I got back so I could protect the videographer in case the lion came towards us. Ready?